Hi guys, my name is Jasmyn and I'm here with Kiki
Hi,
and
I'm Kiki.
and today our LU is going to be about prioritizing your life. So we'll get more into that. But right now we're going to go ahead and pull the presentation up. Okay, so just a little bit more of an introduction. My name is Jasmyn Browder. I am a junior elementary education major. Some things I'm involved in are leadership mentors, Theta Phi Alpha sorority, and I was an orientation leader this year.
I am Kiki Robinson. I am a third year. I am a social work major and a triple minor. I am also a leadership mentor. I am an Alpha Phi Omega service fraternity, and I am also involved in NKU Rocks.
All right, so as you could kind of tell from our front page, this will just kind of be covering some things about time management, self-care, and your mental health. So we just have a couple questions to go through, and we're going to answer them just kind of like how we feel, and then feel free to just pick the ones that you find most interesting to answer for yourself. So the first question that I'll ask to Kiki is, what matters most to you?
For me personally, what matters most to me is my family, specifically my little sister. She means the world to me, and she is what keeps me striving through life.
Um, for me, what matters most to me, obviously, like my family matters a lot to me. I think for me, it's kind of just because of like where I am right now and being in school. That obviously matters to me too because I'm not just here to like fulfill like what I want as an education, but I would say that my family matters a lot to me. I try and talk to them a lot. I'm back at home now, so definitely now that I'm around more, it's just really shown me like how much they actually do matter.
The next question is, who matters most to you? I'll ask Jasmyn. Jasmyn, who matters most to you personally?
Um, this one I kind of struggled with a little bit because I think for some people it might sound selfish to say that like I matter most to me at this moment in time, just because I am trying to like better myself. And I feel like at some point you kind of have to matter the most to yourself before other people can matter. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you supposed to take care of other people? I know some people can just kind of like push through and put like their own self-care down because they do want to help so many other people, but I realize that that's not like the healthiest thing to do. So at this point in time in my life, I matter the most to me because I know that I need to like actually be taking care of myself, to get healthier and to just be in a better state of mind so that at some point down the road, more people can matter to me and I won't be so worried about putting myself on the back burner.
I too was going to say I matter most to myself because a lot of people fail to realize you cannot take care of others until you can take care of yourself first. And it's kind of hard to give other people your energy when you don't have the energy to take care of yourself first. So I was also going to say myself first.
All right. And our next question is, what is the next most important thing that you need to do? I'll let Kiki answer first.
One of the next most important things that I need to do personally is manage my time. When it comes to school, work, and social life, it's kind of hard for me to prioritize the three and figure out what comes first and what is more important. So, managing what is more important and why it is more important for me is kind of the hard thing. So, that is probably the most important thing that I need to do is figure out what is more important.
Yeah, so for me, I guess the next important thing that I need to do I guess it would just be at this moment focusing on school because, we've had a break for a while. It's been pretty nice. But, I keep seeing like that first day of school like creeping up on the calendar. And as much as I would like to just, do what I was doing during quarantine, I know that I just kind of need to get my mind together, get myself organized and ready to go, start kind of planning out um, when I'll have time to do certain things so that I'm not procrastinating and I'm not, struggling, just knowing, how am I going to work around my job and, what days do I have classes and what days I don't, just scheduling out that time so that if I do want to do something, I know, oh, okay, well, I've already scheduled out this time during the week to get this done. So I do have extra time to go out with my friends and I won't be behind because it is about having like a good balance. I want to be able to go out, but I also want to be able to make sure I'm focused on school and I'm getting my schoolwork done at the same time. And then the next question is, why do you need to do it? So this is just referring to the last question. And Kiki, if you want to take it away.
Um, just piggybacking off what I said last time, why I need to balance or figure out time management is to balance myself because I need to figure out when and where I need to be at all times. Because, like she said, being inside of quarantine for a long time runs into each other. But when it comes to school and work, I need to have a more set out schedule. And it's easier to do so when I have a time management and know how to manage my time better. So if I know how to do that and know when and what time is more important, it'll be easier to do that.
Yeah, and for me, why do I need to do it? I need to like get ready for school just because I work better, having a schedule, being organized, and having that time plan out. I mean, I literally have 3 different calendars in my room just to make sure I'm not missing anything, that I have it in front of me, because the last thing I want to do is, decide one week that I'm not going to do it, and then here I miss something that could affect, my grade or just anything to do with that class. So personally, I need to do it just because that's what works for me. It may not work for everyone. Maybe like you don't need such a strict schedule, but for me, I like having set times and a set schedule to get my stuff done. Just because I know otherwise I'll keep putting it off.
Number 5 says, what do you want more of?
Um, let's see. I mean, I think the first thing that wants to come into my head is I want to say money, because especially with everything going on right now, everyone's like, oh, I want, more and more money. But I've definitely seen like recently that's not, I guess, what's the most important. I've, recently switched jobs where I did take a pay grade, like a pay cut, and I wasn't, really that upset about it because I was going to a job that I was passionate about. So I've been able to get a job in a daycare and a teaching position, and I mean that's what I'm going to school for. So I was more about having like it being something that I'm passionate about than really worrying about the money. So I guess really in like an overall sense, I just kind of want more happiness in my life. I wasn't happy what I was doing at my other job, but I thought, okay, well the money's good, so I need to stay here. And then just like after talking to my parents, they're like, that's not like what it's all about. You should be doing something that you want to do. So I, made that decision, I'm going to try, I'm going to look. And I did, and I found a job, and I haven't started yet, but I have been there just to see, like, and take a tour. And I'm, super excited about that. So that's definitely like a new aspect in my life, is actually being happy where I work. So just happiness overall is what I'm looking forward to.
Well, when I heard that question, what do I want more of? A lot of things come to mind, like you said, money, jobs, school to be over, a lot of things that I want to come to mind. But the main thing that comes to mind for me is stability, rather that stability in a household or stability in relationships or stability in anything. But for me, it's just stability overall. Um, for me, especially school. This upcoming school year, I'm not used to taking all online classes, and with the whole COVID transitions, I don't know how this is going to go. So I was just, I guess, like for it to just be a stable transition and a smooth transition, and for like everyone to be on board and I guess be neutral with everybody and stuff like that. So just I guess stability and the understanding of everybody.
And I guess next up, the question is, what are you doing to get that? So if you want to do that too.
Um, I guess for myself personally is to be understanding of where everybody is coming from, knowing that this is a hard transition for everybody, that this is something that everyone is experiencing. Um, like COVID was a worldwide pandemic. This is not just something that I am going through. This is not just something that my neighbor is going through. This is something that everyone is going through. So trying to keep an open mind and an open perspective that this is something that everyone is experiencing and trying to be patient with all the changes and trying to be patient with, like I said, everything that is happening right now.
Yeah. And so for me, I guess I already kind of have started doing what I need to do to get more happiness as I, made that decision and came to the realization that I wasn't happy where I was. And in order for me to be happy, that I needed to make a change. So I made that change. I said, me sticking around here longer isn't going to make me any happier. So I decided to make that change and, look for that other job in a field that I felt would make me happier. And I did. I found that job and, I'm getting ready to get started. And every day I'm a little more excited. So I definitely think I've already started taking those steps. And maybe, soon I'll find something else that I think will help to make me happier, and I'll start on that journey as well.
Hopefully you get that.
Thank you. And then next up, we have what do you need to stop doing? And I'll pass that to Kiki.
What do I need to stop doing? One thing that I feel like I need to stop doing is waiting. Um, I say that very boldly, but I need to stop telling myself that I'm going to do something and not doing it. It can be something as small as I'm going to wash the dishes, or I'm going to do my laundry, or I'm going to fold my laundry. I say that I'm going to do these things and I wait all day to do it and never do it. Um, and I feel like if I work on my time management and give myself a set time to make these decisions, or I give myself a set time to put these things that I'm going to do into act, then I would be better at doing what I'm going to do. And the amount that I wait would decrease. So if I was to stop waiting, that would put my, it would benefit me.
Yeah, I totally get that. I'm one to like leave my laundry in there and go, oh, I'll fold it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, or I'll wash it tomorrow.
That's definitely something that I do. But I guess right now, what I feel like I need to stop doing is, I guess, putting myself down so much because I know that there are like changes in my life that I need to make. And instead, I like will make myself feel guilty if maybe I don't stick to something I said I was going to do, or I do something and then I go back and think like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, like, something that really isn't that, like big. It's really just something really small and trivial. I guess to stop being so like hard on myself and just kind of like taking it as it goes and just, accepting, okay, well, I did that, I've got to make it better tomorrow. But to stop just kind of like, putting myself down, because if, I'm doing that, I feel like that just obviously that doesn't bring happiness to my life like I'm trying to do. So it's really just combating each other. So that's definitely something that I feel like I need to work on.
Um, what do you need to start doing?
I need to start accepting myself more, being happy with myself. I mean, I know that there are changes in my life that I need to make, but beating myself down isn't going to help me make them. It's just gonna make me regret everything because it's just a vicious cycle. So, just accepting myself more and loving myself more and, telling myself that it's okay if I don't succeed every time, but to just keep trying. I definitely think is something that I need to start doing, and it will, help me in the end.
I can completely agree with that. The more that I and we uh, push ourselves up and put ourselves on a pedestal, the more that we will accomplish things. We can't wait for people to give us praise, because the longer that we wait to do that, the longer that we will wait and the longer to take us to get to our goals. If we are our best friends, then we will, just like we hype our best friends up, they get to where they need to be. If we hype ourselves up, we'll get to where we need to be. So I agree. I need to start being my best friend and being my own hype man, because I feel like I'll get to my goals and I'll accomplish the goals that I need to accomplish when I need to accomplish them. So I completely agree.
Yeah. All right. If you knew you only had 1 year of life, what would you do today?
Um, that's a tough question. If I knew I only had 1 year of life, what would I do today? Um, mm, I would. Dang, I don't know. I gotta think.
Okay.
You answer first.
Okay. So if I knew I only had 1 year of life left, what would I do today? I think the first thing I would do, well, first I thought I'll go to my family, but I don't know if I would tell them, to be honest, because then I feel like that just would have put a damper on that last year. So I just
Mm,
think that I would go and spend time with them and plan to obviously spend more time with them.
right.
Obviously, this is just today, but if I was thinking more long term, I mean, there's so many different things that I would want to do. If we weren't in a global pandemic, I would probably hop on the first plane I could and start traveling. Even if we were in a global pandemic, I mean, I only have a year left. So which one's going to catch me first? I don't know. But I would definitely in that day just go spend time with them. Maybe as the time got closer, I would let them know, but I would just, kind of like hate to tell them up front and for them, like it just to put a damper on that year left and then to them just be counting down the days and always be worrying.
Mhm.
So for me, it would be to just go and, see my family and just know that this is kind of like the start of the end, but it's okay because I'm with them.
Agreed. Agreed. If I had only had 1 year left, I most definitely would spend majority of that time with my little sister. Um, I know that there's a lot of stuff that she likes to do that we have not done. Um, and I know there's a lot of stuff that I want to do that I have not done, but I don't get to spend a lot of time with my sister. So I would probably make her make a list of stuff that she would want to do if she only had a year left, and I would probably do that list with her.
Mhm.
That's probably what I would do.
I like that. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
So we've kind of gone over, like these just 9 different questions that revolve around your self care, time management, and mental health. But now, here we have some ways that you can prioritize, your life and yourself. And I'll just kind of go over, them. The first one that we have is do one thing at a time with full presence. So maybe slowing down your life and just focusing on one task at a time, but being fully focus on that instead of trying to multitask and having yourself, spread across all of these and not giving your all. That all just becomes kind of mediocre. You're not putting your full self into it instead of focusing on one thing at a time and putting everything you have into it and making it your best. I mean, I feel it's better to do that and have something be your best than to get multiple things done, but them to all just be mediocre and okay.
You can read the second one. I'll read 3 and 4.
Okay. The next one is family and friends should be at the top of your list. for some people, you might not have a good relationship with your family, and I understand that there could be so many different circumstances of why that is. But if you do, or you're even thinking about trying to reconcile, trying to have family and friends, at that top of, the importance to you list, so that you have someone that's there for you and to support you, I think is really important. And hopefully, like, your family and friends, would want to help you prioritize, yourself, and your parents or whoever has raised you would want to be there and just help you through that time.
Number 3 says focus on importance, not urgency. Sometimes we do not know how to identify what is important and what is urgent, which is okay. But when you identify what is important and what is urgent, you know how do I say this? You know how to prioritize your time better and prioritize your life better, because what is important, how do I even say this? What is important,
It just may not always be urgent.
basically, what
Yeah.
is important literally just might not always be urgent.
And what's
What it
urgent
says.
may not be important, but because you think it's urgent, you think it should be, even though it's really not.
And keep your efforts aligned with your purpose is number 4. And you can read number 5.
Okay. And then number 5 is play to your strengths and delegate when it makes sense. So you know what you're good at and what you're not good at. So don't try and get to that thing that you're not good at, and because you could really try your hardest and it still not be, the best. But if you know somebody else, in your group or your team or anything like that is really good at that, then delegate that task to them,
Mm.
so that you've got the people that work best in, each, I guess, section working on that. And some people might, oh, well, you're supposed to work together. I mean, that is working together, though. So you're working on, what you're good at. They're working on what they know they're good at. And then it comes together in the end. And then I can read 6 too. 6 is just give what you can as you seek what you desire. So hopefully, I mean, I know, what people desire obviously might be a little different. For right now, me being in school, I desire to get my degree. So just making sure that you are focused on what you're working towards, and you're not giving yourself away to this and that, like, oh, well, here, I'll try and just pick up, this minor or this class or whatever it is, and distracting yourself from what your desire is, which is to eventually, for me, I guess, graduate with my, degree. Where as for some people it might be something different, but just along the way, making sure that, okay, this is what I'm headed towards, but you're not being pulled in all these different directions to distract you from that.
At the same time, you also get out what you put out. So if you do not put out all your efforts, you will not get out what you thought your end result was going to be. And number 7 is leave the past behind. You cannot wish to go forward if you keep grabbing things from the past. It will come back to haunt you.
So
I don't know if you have anything to say about leave the past behind. But
I mean, I agree. If you want to keep moving forward, you're gonna have to let go of stuff that might be holding you back. You can't have it both ways, because you'll just be struggling between what you can see in your future, but what you had in the past. So sometimes it's, just better to let that go so that you can move on and, continue into your future and be successful.
agreed.
And so for us, that is the end of our presentation. Obviously, I hope that it, helped, maybe kind of answer some questions or just highlighted some different ways to think about this. I'll go ahead and stop and see if you guys can see us, but obviously,
For
go ahead.
the question that you guys have to answer, you can pick 3 to 4 of the 9 questions that we listed in the beginning, and answer them. They're open-ended questions, so answer them however you please that best represents to you.
Yeah, and I mean there is no right and wrong right or wrong answer. It's totally up to you. And just like I think the questions, I mean for me when I first read them I was like, oh, okay, but then when I started thinking about them, it really makes you think and you're like, wait, like am I really like this or is it something different? So obviously we've had a great time going over this with you and hopefully you guys got something out of this and just feel a little more confident in knowing how to prioritize your life and self-care and things like that. But if that's
Thanks for
all,
watching RLU.
thanks. Bye.